Welcome back to Podcast Recovery, everyone. We are your hosts, David O.
Allie B.
And Eric.
Somewhere.
I'm not a host.
And our producer, Eric.
I'm a host sometimes when I feel like it. Right?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
And today we're
He's our
joined
host.
by our very special guest, Lucas. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Temperature's good. Everything's rolling.
It's a beautiful morning.
Yes. How are you, Allie?
I'm good.
Fantastic. And Eric, I do not care how you are.
It's okay.
Where are you from, Lucas?
I'm from California.
Where in California?
Placerville, a little town in El Dorado County where most people just know us from the gold rush.
What's it
Oh.
near?
So you're
So
like
Northern California?
San Francisco area?
Okay.
Kind of between Sacramento and South Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We talked about that. We talked about Tahoe. Right. When were you first introduced to recovery?
I had heard about recovery in probably, 2019,
Mm-hmm.
but didn't really start, I'd never went until January of this year.
Nice. And how long have you been clean?
Since April 5th of this year. So today is 108 days.
That's fantastic. All right. Well, with all that out of the way, we're turning it over to you to share your story with us. Take it away.
Oh, man. Well, I was born in California. When I was 6, my mom married a Marine, so we moved around quite a bit. And 6 was also the age I, realized I was different than my peers.
Mm-hmm.
Both my parents were addicts, but on top of being... I used to tell people I just had an addictive personality, but I had questions about gender at 6,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nobody would listen, so
Yeah.
it was what are ways that I can be outside myself? Didn't really start using until high school. 9th grade, I actually asked my mom to pull me out of school so that I didn't.
Really?
Yeah. One of my friends brought a bag of weed to school, and I went home. I was like, "You need to pull me out." And she's like,
Wow.
She did?
"Why?" Yeah. It was the last 4 months of school, and I told her it was because I was uncomfortable, but really I was like, "I'm gonna start doing this shit,
Okay.
all of it."
That's fair.
And the next year I did.
Yeah.
She let me go back, and I was like, "Well, here we are."
Yeah. Well, fuck it now.
Yeah. I had my appendix out that year.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave us me. I had a morphine drip and all of the pain meds.
Yeah.
So I went back to school and was like, how can I feel that again?
Yeah.
I remember the kid that had the bag of weed.
Morphine to weed, that's a huge jump, though.
No, I know.
Anything, right?
It was
How do I
anything
describe
at that
feel?
point.
Yeah.
I was like, what can I get my hands on? And this, it was my first public school because we
Yeah.
were on military bases.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
High schoolers generally don't have their hands on Dilaudid.
right.
You know? They could. Your friends probably did.
None of these.
Allie's looking very suspicious over here, and I was like, were you?
I grew up in the Oxycontin
You didn't go to
era.
farm parties?
Yes, we
yes.
did. That's true.
We've talked
we
about
didn't
farm
do
parties.
Dilaudid.
too.
We did Oxys. But
Yeah, but we also talked about your fucking field parties, which were not field parties at all.
What are you talking about?
That you were just in a fucking an elementary school field, not an actual corn
Well, yeah, that's
field.
where we drank here, dude.
yeah,
what are you
we don't
talking
have
about? We don't have
cornfields
that.
here.
Like,
Yeah,
we
that's
drank
the best
at that
we
school.
got.
It's not a
right
fucking
over
that's,
there.
It's not a field.
Wait,
the
the
field
annex?
I drank there
That
too.
school? What school?
No. Westchester and
Yeah.
Kingsville Middle and the
Yeah,
annex. We
yeah.
drank there too.
Yeah, that's
there were
not a field.
llamas.
That's
Do you
not-
remember the llamas at the annex?
What?
No.
Man. you
Wait,
guys
were
missed
there
it.
llamas?
Yeah, there was a
Where?
llama farm behind the annex.
What?
So we used to play me and my best friend, we used to smoke blunts and just play
llama
frisbee
tag?
at night. No, just frisbee. We would just play frisbee for hours, and there were llamas back there, so we'd hang out and smoke with the llamas.
Man, I was even in that.
That is
That's
just
awesome.
such
That's
a
great.
baffling digression.
That is
Okay.
so accurate for this area, though.
Right?
Yeah.
You have your appendix. You're trying to feel something after your morphine trip. Go.
Yeah. When I had found like weed again, the first time I ever smoked, I didn't really feel high, but I acted high.
And in other podcasts we've talked about this. I got super high.
Did you?
I got
Eric did not.
entirely way
No.
too high.
Yeah.
I didn't know how
First
to
time?
inhale.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know how to.
Oh, I was
inhale.
already smoking cigarettes. So.
Yeah, so was I.
So I
So
wasn't.
was I. But we just had like this little, I don't even know what it was. It was not any sort of thing we should have been smoking out of, but
But like a
Yeah,
Coke
it
can
didn't-
or like some like
No, it was
some,
like-
aluminum
Like a
foil.
one hit?
You make an aluminum foil
A dugout?
bowl, you know?
Yeah.
it was like a mix of an aluminum foil bowl and like some piece we found in the auto shop of the school.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
okay,
fair
a little
enough.
bit of
Yeah,
plumbing,
love
like
a good
plumbing
crafty
stuff.
We, like,
smoking
built
device.
this
Yeah.
You
little-
have to have the crafty pothead.
Yeah.
If you don't have a crafty pothead in your group, go find it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you need
fucked.
one. Yeah.
But also, don't smoke pot.
Yeah.
Or do maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
But
Or
my friend got super high. So like she went home and our moms were best friends.
Oh no.
So she like walked in and was like, "Guess what we did today?" I'm like, "You fucking idiot." I've never heard my mom's tires like screech down the road cuz I wasn't with her. I was at my house. I
Yeah.
heard the tires just like screech into the driveway. I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
She's like, "Get in the car." I'm like, "Where are we going?" She's like, "We're going to Bella's house." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Pulled out of school again
Okay.
for the last month. She blamed it on my appendix surgery. She told the school, like, he needs to be at home. Like,
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
To recover.
She blamed your weed smoking on
Yeah,
your
that's
appendix.
what I was
Oh,
like,
no.
oh, is your mom in
Wait,
recovery?
That's a strange
Wow.
leap here.
I thought the same
neither
thing.
of my parents are in recovery,
Okay.
but, yeah, so pulled out of school again. Got to go back the next year.
Yeah. Because what are they going to do with you?
Right. Just like,
Need that free daycare.
yeah, just, well, I'm the oldest of 7, so I basically was
Good
free
God.
to-
Seven?
I would want to be in school. Yeah.
Yes. Like, put me back
I'm
in
like,
school,
I
please.
begged to go back to school.
Goodness.
Jeez.
And,
Holy shit.
so 11th grade, I had my first girlfriend, and we were still smoking weed. Like, I didn't stop after that. And,
That's California.
yeah.
Yeah, it's California.
And our homecoming game, my mom pulled up. I guess for context, I grew up in a very religious household.
Okay.
What
religion?
Christian, yeah.
What
And
flavor? What flavor?
Yeah,
is
what
Christian?
flavor?
What
Yeah.
flavor? What are we talking about?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
Non-denominational
Yeah,
Christian.
Okay, what
yeah.
about-
There we
Alright,
go.
Non-denom. Very
And
familiar.
but she like pulled up to the school, and we're just watching the football game. Like nothing
Yeah.
was going on in that moment, and she dragged me by my hoodie and like pulled me out again.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
So, third time pulled out of school in my 3 years of high school.
Can I tell you where my brain went in that scenario? That she just ran up with holy water and was just throwing it on you.
Honestly?
Just the power of Christ compels you. And it's like,
She might
what?
as fucking well
What?
have. She might as well have. Like,
I would love to do that to somebody someday. Just out of
God.
nowhere.
We used to do that at the Catholic school I went to. We would just pull like handfuls of water out when we would go into mass and just like throw it on people.
Oh.
Yeah.
And just be like, bless you.
That's not like. What if they would have like melted or burned? That's
Yeah.
not cool. Why are you
I
doing
mean,
to
well, that
people,
would have
man?
been their fault.
Yeah.
That was their
Honestly, yeah,
choices
that's not
that
on
they
you.
made.
That's not
Yeah,
on you.
I was
Yeah.
trying to help them.
If anything, you're doing the Lord's
This is
work.
for
at
your
that
own
point.
good.
I still do shit like that when I put my hands out. I'm like, what is it, body of Christ?
God,
Anyway.
you're a gem. Okay, so she ripped you by your hoodie out of a homecoming.
oh yeah. It was so, like, it was far too much. She's all, say goodbye to the school, say goodbye to your friends, say goodbye to your little girlfriend. Like, I'm like, oh my God. And,
Sounds like Carrie's mom.
it was,
Yeah.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
They
yeah,
did, though.
Yeah.
They really did.
Yeah.
it was,
There's my impression. There you go.
it was a lot. But after that, it was I was like at this point where it's like, this shit sucks. So it was psych wards for a year. And she sent me to my dad's, and he was back in my hometown where all there is pot, basically. And like he's a stoner, so like we would just smoke together. Like
An ex-Marine stoner?
no, that's my stepdad.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
He's still active duty. I don't think he can wait. He wants to try it so bad. I'm like, don't.
He wants to try smoking weed?
Yes.
That's funny.
I'm like 38
Old people.
and you want to smoke weed.
Old people smoking weed is hilarious.
A
He's
lot
not
of them
even-
do, apparently, though.
He's only 13 years older than me.
What?
Yeah.
How old's your mom?
17 years older than me. So she just turned 42.
Oh my god, my parents are so old. This is the.
My mom
I don't
is
even know how many
72.
times. Yeah, my mom's 76. My mom will be 76 this year.
Goodness.
See, I have like such a hard time like
Huh.
relating to a lot of people because it's like, yeah, my mom's 42, my biological dad's 44, and my stepdad just turned 38 in May. I'm like, you're the same age as half my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am older than your stepdad.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like your friends at that point. Like,
Yeah.
there's like a point where it becomes kind of weird.
Family.
You
It's
know?
not weird. I mean, it's just.
Well,
when
not
you-
weird, but the dynamic is
It's
different.
gotta be different.
Yeah.
It's different than like, our parents where they're just like, you're a stupid kid. Where it's
Yeah.
like, you're
Yeah.
When I'm young, I'm
Like-
like, you're fucking old.
Yeah,
dude.
you're out
You
of
know?
touch.
You have a gray mustache. So, you
That's
go to your
wild.
dad's house. He's smoking pot.
He's a pothead.
Yeah.
Were you smoking pot with him?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, not that's not
Grandpa's man, yeah.
not a healthy parent-child dynamic. But you get it. Okay, keep going.
It's a hell of a story.
It's like, yeah, he actually, like 5 days after my clean date, he called me and like just turned the camera and it's my brother smoking. I'm like, you really fucking waited
you're
until I got
face.
clean.
Yeah.
But when I was with my dad, that was when I like started socially transitioning because my mom's like, fuck no. No way. And so I like started socially transitioning and like made these friends that I thought were like my friends because we would all get stoned together and like then my stepmonster, my stepmom, my dad's ex-wife.
My stepmonster. I've never heard.
Oh, she's I'm convinced she's Satan.
Nice. I mean, not nice. God damn it, I'm doing that a lot. Oh, nice. Well, no, not that.
No.
Hey, Satan. I mean, whatever.
Hey,
I don't know.
I think he's a misunderstood creature.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know.
He could be
that
okay.
much of that.
Fair.
He
love
could
to
be-
fair.
hate to love, man.
He could be a good guy. We're only hearing one half of this story.
We are.
Really.
We are.
But I believe that your stepmom was probably a bit. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
So
she
you
was-
step monster.
She was rough. She like took me to get my first haircut, but like which was awesome. But then as soon as we did it, she like called up my mom and was like, "You need to take your kid back."
What the fuck?
I'm like, "How are you gonna encourage all of this?" And then tell her
Yeah.
I need to
it's
leave.
confusing.
Did not tell my dad. She called my mom. My dad thought I just packed my shit and left.
Oh, what the
He
fuck?
didn't find out until 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So, with all of that, I ended up like turning to things other than weed, like so many pills. I experienced Ambien, surprisingly,
Oh,
is
okay.
Hey,
Interesting
loves
one.
Ambien.
What did you just say?
Yeah.
I said
who?
Eminem loves Ambien.
Oh, I was like,
Oh.
who?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
I know who Eminem is, but I didn't hear who you said it was.
I know. I've heard of this Marshall Mathers.
Yeah. I saw him live in concert quite a few times.
I've heard he was the real Slim Shady.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
this
that's
true?
right.
Did he stand up?
Did he stand up?
That's so cool. You got to
Question
say
for another day. So
Yeah, it was pretty badass.
Yeah,
What else?
Ambien, Vicodin, and Xanax.
Okay.
Okay,
combo
yeah.
right there.
Yeah, that is,
That's
yeah.
a crazy combo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
It
starter
was-
pack.
It was trying.
A starter pack for a shitty destination. Homelessness. Yeah.
You know, like Vicodin turns into like oxys or
The
heroin.
drool on your shirt starter pack? Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't like get back to the oxys and the perks that I had from the surgery. So it's like, what can I have now?
Yeah, what's
that you get, like,
available.
prescribed
Yeah.
Dude,
and
all
stuff.
three of those, the disassociation, that, oh my god, that must have been nuts.
Throw a
Plus
little bit
drinking?
of Robitussin in the mix.
Good lord, we are not making cocktails here.
I love you, Alec. Like
Nobody-
you're like fuck it, let's go robo tripping. Like
You know my story. I loved a good robo trip, but I am also a
I digress.
piece of shit. Anyway,
I do not recommend trying that at home.
no, do not
do
Robo
that.
tripping is
No.
terrible.
No,
Yeah,
you,
do not.
you guys are in for like
Don't do it. Just don't.
crazy. It was like me and my two best friends. It was like we would just take one of our friend's mom's pills, so she was who had all
Yeah,
of these.
of course.
But there was one point where like we were so fucked up that we were like, we're all on antidepressants, so we're like,
Oh,
what if
okay.
we snort a Zoloft?
no.
Yeah.
It fucking burnt.
Yeah,
It burnt.
yes,
Oh
yes.
my god.
I bet it did.
We're fucking stupid. It was like,
And I would have done it again.
yeah,
Maybe I did it wrong.
Exactly.
it was like,
I needed some water.
we had to like, we're all of us are just like standing in the shower, fully clothed, just like trying to wash our face.
Oh god.
Were you snorting the Vicodin too?
No.
Okay, you weren't. Wait, why did you snort the Zoloft then? If you're not snorting the Xanax,
Straight
or the Vicodin,
serotonin. And
Oh,
dopamine.
okay. I see that
Okay.
thought process. Yeah.
All right. That tracks.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's not how that works. But that's okay that
No.
you got there that way.
It's better than what our friend RJ did. Did you hear about that?
I can only imagine what RJ
What did
did.
he do
He
again?
ate a Klonidine.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
Not a Klonopin,
Yes.
Klonidine, which is a
Yes.
blood pressure medication.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
they gave him a patch
Wait,
of that.
I'm more confused. They make that in patch
I
form?
know.
Yes.
I was like, I said the same thing. I was like, I never got that when I was
Yes.
detoxing.
And he was
That
in
was my only
rehab.
thought.
He was in rehab just trying to
Thought in
seek
my
a
brain.
feeling. Thought it was Klonopin because he's clearly an idiot.
Look, he probably
and
was
he
fucked
ate
up.
the whole patch.
He
And
probably
they gave him a
was fucked
second
up.
one, and he ate that one too.
He didn't cut and just eat the gel.
No,
he
he's-
ate the.
no,
He
He
thought
ate
it was
the
like a
whole patch.
fentanyl patch, and like cut it up like he thought it was like
It's terrible.
fentanyl. And
Don't
it's like,
eat patches, anybody out there. Don't eat Tide Pods.
What if
either,
someone
or
eats like a
anything.
nicotine
It's terrible.
patch? I'm sure someone's
Oh,
done
God,
that,
that's gotta be
right?
horrible.
It's awful.
If you have tried that,
those
comment,
things make your
please.
arms
We
stink.
need to know.
Those things make your arms
They
stink.
do, and they leave like a film.
Dude,
like
it's so gross.
I
hated that.
had one on, and I went swimming at Sandy Point, and I had this like algae like mark on my arm. But I mean, honestly, it's probably the water. But
This is terrible.
yeah,
They give you really weird dreams. Too,
They
if
do.
you sleep with them.
I already
They're
have
gross,
weird
and
dreams.
I could like smell my arm from here. It was terrible. Okay,
I
so
don't
you,
know if I ever smelled it. I'm intrigued by that.
It
We'll have to
stinks.
talk about this later.
it stinks.
I
So
believe so.
you
but-
snort a Zoloft for seeking a feeling.
Yeah. At this point, we're
For
like
the serotonin.
16, 17. Well, yeah, 16, because 17, my mom finally like listened and started letting me transition. But
Okay.
I was already so deep into drugs that like being satisfied with.
Yeah, your approval does
Yeah.
not matter here.
I'm like, whatever. Like I was gonna do it anyways.
Yeah, you
But-
have no power here, Gandalf.
Yeah. Well,
You're welcome for that restaurant.
Gandalf
Sarah.
always has power.
she used
That's
to
true.
tell me at like 10. She was like, because I had you, like your life is mine for 18 years, and then you can do what you want.
Fuck yourself.
Like you had a child at 17.
That
Like,
was just her,
that's your
probably
choice.
her logic. Yeah, right? But she's like, I own you. You're my responsibility kind of thing. Parents do that shit. It's toxic.
It was like interesting growing up during her party phase. So like I got to see it before I ever did it.
Okay.
Not sure if that played into it, but probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all adds up.
Yeah.
So this was my senior year that I was back with my mom and experimenting with all the pills, and the drinking started picking up. But
Remember what your first drink was?
Fireball.
Fireball.
Oh, I've never had Fireball.
It's awful.
Never
Gross.
had it.
It's
I can't remember
disgusting.
what yours is, Eric. What was yours?
My first drink, it was Natty Light and some
Yes,
like
that's right.
Ooh.
That's right.
super
So
shitty vodka.
Baltimore.
We
was
drank
terrible.
it in Bloomsbury parking lot before I think homecoming.
Wait, was I with you?
No, but we did go to the same school, which you might have been at the dance, Allie. But I think you were a year old, 3 years older than
What
me.
year did you graduate?
06.
Wait, no, I was 02.
Oh, so you were a senior when I was a freshman.
I was definitely not.
What was
at
your
that
first
age,
drink?
probably.
Carly's was Rolling Rock, which is not bad.
That's
That's
not
a pretty
bad.
good one.
That's not hateful. Boone's Farm.
That makes sense
God
for your
damn
age.
it, Allie.
What? What do you want from me?
That is,
And then it was Mickey's. That was my first beer.
Who are you?
That makes sense. That makes so much sense for where you lived.
God damn it, I hate and love you so
I
much,
loved
Allie.
Mickey's. Like,
Okay.
what a great malt liquor.
What about you? What about you?
So you're drinking, stolen Malibu, but the first thing I was able to...
Fucking Malibu. And you're going to talk shit about my Mickey?
It was stolen. I stole the
Thank
Malibu.
God.
Mickey's is great.
I know.
And then the first thing I ever got bought for me was Mike's Hard Lemonade, which was not a
You're
great
such
step
a
up.
That's just like Boone's Farm, but it's...
No, it's a worse than
yes,
Boone's Farm.
exactly.
It
That's
has
you
hard in
have-
the title.
No, Allie
It's
has
hard
like
lemonade.
it's, no. Okay, Allie
So,
has the
yeah.
niceness of those commercials from the '90s, like the Boone's Farm, like commercials. I mean, you just have
I've never
Mike's
seen
on
a
it.
Boone's Farm commercial.
Really?
Yeah.
You should look them up. They're great.
Yeah.
They're hilarious. It's like two old men on like a porch.
And not even in like a nice area.
Yeah, mine's like very on brand
rural West
for this
Virginia.
for this
They have a
area
rusty
too.
car
Oh yeah,
in the front
Mickey's
yard.
is on.
Anyway,
like, I used
stop,
to play
stop,
like
stop.
Edward 40 hands with Mickey.
Oh God, no more. Okay,
Yes.
so you drink Fireball. You're in senior year. You're doing pills. Keep going.
All right. Well,
Damn it.
I started my medical transition and like kind of chilled with the drinking, but the pills were a thing. And then graduated, moved off base, and actually came up here for a little bit where I got more Xanax. And
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
finally
Matt's
found
Maryland.
my oxys and perks I was after
Yeah.
for a
Also
while.
Maryland.
Spot,
Yes.
yeah, spot on.
Still smoking weed, still drinking,
Yeah.
and like, oh God. I had like 2 more times at the psych ward just because like the disassociation, the like, I'm bipolar as fuck. So like, I ended up in the psych ward once, and this is why they tell you don't make friends in the psych ward. Like, don't exchange contact information. Because as soon as I got out, I met up with one of the girls that I met in there, and she introduced me to coke.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
that's like a rehab romance.
that-
but
that
what would
totally
that
makes
be?
sense,
A mentee romance?
Just a quick fling.
Mentee
Just
mance?
detox,
A
right?
mentee mance.
See, we weren't even like together. Like, it was just, hey,
Do
you
wanna
were
do some
talking about
coke?
drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hang out.
Yeah, I learned ways to get high in my first rehab. I was like, damn, I didn't
I mean,
know
that was like
could do that.
outpatient was like
Yeah.
key to that. It
Yes.
was, you know.
Yeah. Anyway,
So-
sorry.
Like, no, you're fine.
Was that
It's
psych
like-
ward here in Maryland?
It was Virginia, so like right on the
Okay. Still
Like,
makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
and yeah. So coke was wild there for a minute. It was like
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It is. It's a
Cocaine
weird
is a
drug.
hell of a drug.
Very weird drug.
expensive for 15
Yeah.
minutes of fun though.
Very expensive drug. Yeah.
So
Hell of a drug both ways, like good and bad. It's the pendulum swings so fast.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is terrible. Oh, yeah.
And I just need
hate
more
this.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this, but I really do.
Yeah. This is like, I'm never doing this again. I need more.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
just rapid cycling.
It was like,
Great for mental health.
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Cornerstone.
Which is, last digression real quick. Like back in the 1800s, if you were crazy, like just do some cocaine about it. You're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
You need some
because-
laudanum
yeah.
with that? Go ahead.
Freud
You
did
need some-
tons of cocaine.
You need some
Okay?
heroin
Yeah.
to mix it up.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Like after I ended up going back to the psych ward because of that. So
Yeah.
in that time,
Cocaine will do that.
Mm-hmm.
I could not find her again. Like when I got out, Like,
Probably a good thing.
yeah, probably a good thing. But then I found Adderall.
Have you ever thought, like, did she ever really exist?
Yes, all the time, actually. All the fucking time. I'm like, was that just...
Dude,
No, there was Coke. How else would I have gotten that?
Yeah.
But, like...
ways. Who knows?
We ended up in, like... Before I went back to the psych ward, with her, we ended up in, like, this house. And, like, it was the most conservative, like... You know the decorations where it's like just fucking, you know, I'm not supposed to be there. I'm like, if this man finds out that I'm like trans, I'm going to die.
Oh God.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're painting a vivid picture.
okay.
Like, I am going to die. So after the psych ward, probably a good thing I didn't find them again because it would not have been my best option. So, like, 1920-ish was after that, the second round of the psych ward. It was within, like, a month or two span.
Mm-hmm.
So, they just sent me back to the same one I was at.
No, welcome back. We have your cot ready.
Pretty much.
Thank you.
Except,
You're here again.
Yeah.
except in psych wards, like, if you're trans, they won't put you in a room with anybody. Like, I couldn't be with the girls because they're like, you're gonna sleep with them, and I couldn't be with
room to yourself.
Yeah,
That's pretty dope, actually.
And if they didn't have one, I was
Nova.
in solitary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Northern
Northern Virginia,
Yeah. They have
guys.
rooms to
Come
spare.
on.
I just always hated sleeping with people in rooms. Like,
Oh yeah.
I just hate it.
He's
I
just
hate it.
stinky and jittery, and it's you don't like that guy.
The downside was if they didn't have a room, I was in solitary.
Oh.
So I'd have to like knock on the door to go to the bathroom.
Oh,
What? That's crazy.
That's terrible.
So
That'll do wonders for your mental health.
right.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, okay, we can get used to this. But after the second round of the psych ward, I had found Adderall.
Oh god.
So it was Adderall, Xanax, weed,
Prescription
and
grade Coke.
drinking.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, my friend was like, it was prescribed to him, but he didn't like how it made him feel. I'm like,
God,
you
that
can
is
tell
so
your
bad.
doctor you're taking them and give them to me.
Yeah. Yep.
And he fucking did.
Of course he did.
I'm like,
Yeah, I give a shit. Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
I'm like, thanks, bud. I had,
Wait, did he just give them to you, or did he sell
yeah,
them?
no, he just gave them to
Oh
me.
fuck!
He just gave, I'm like, you're stupid.
That is the best worst friend ever.
Oh,
Or worst
Yeah.
best friend. I don't know.
he's not the greatest person
Yeah.
anymore. But couldn't find Coke as easy, surprisingly, which
That's not surprising. That's the freaking way it should be.
yeah. So I dropped that and went back to my hometown from here because I was like, oh, I'm
Wait,
gonna do
how
this
did you
right.
get there? Did you fly or did you drive?
I flew.
How? Okay.
My family's like, I don't know. My mom was living in Virginia at the time. That's where I graduated high school, was on Quantico. Oh, so keep in
okay.
mind, we're doing all this shit on a military
Quantico?
base.
Oh, you were in
Yeah,
Quantico?
yeah, that-
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Fuck that part of Virginia.
fuck
Like,
that
Yeah,
why
that's
is
the
there always
creepiest part of
traffic
Virginia.
there?
I mean, it's just creepy to drive through. Like, I'm
Yes.
always like,
There's-
oh my
You're like, they're
god,
listening.
Always
is this even
They're
traffic.
real?
listening.
They have.
Yes, yeah. there
Why
is.
is there always traffic?
Because there's always traffic everywhere in that
Yeah.
area.
There were-
Sorry, anybody listening in Northern Virginia. I'm
They
sure
would
you're
agree.
nice people. Figure out your fucking road system. It's been 400 years.
It's not too
Figure
much
this shit out.
I always say that's just the curse that a Native American tribe put on that land. They were like, and only chaos will exist.
We're going to talk about
Absolutely.
Roanoke after this, at the end of this podcast, because it'll digress into just madness. Anyway, keep going.
When we were on Quantico, there was like this little town in the middle of the base that's not a part of the base called Q-Town. So like we would go to that part of base and like
Okay.
do all of our things, but
Yeah.
then we'd come back on base fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
we could
Yeah, as
still
everyone
could have
does.
gotten in trouble. Like
Yeah.
yeah, but when I went back to my hometown, I was 20, about to be 21.
Mm-hmm.
So, I still haven't been old enough to go to a bar. So, like, it's just been drinks that people buy.
Yeah.
And, like...
No legal Fireball.
Yeah, no. But, like, my dad and I got into it at, like, right around my birthday. A little before my 21st birthday. And I, like, took off. I was like, I'm gonna sleep in the street. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna do this, and this is my life. And, like, it got to a point where I was like, I just want to die. And he handed me a knife and was like, then do it. And I went to take it. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, you're calling my bluff. I'm calling yours, man.
Yeah.
Like,
What the fuck?
like, what? Ended up meeting an older woman. And
Okay.
she groomed the shit out of me. Gave me Xanax like it was candy.
Oh.
And then my birthday, I dove into the bar scene like head on because she did burlesque.
Oh.
So, a weird time in my life, but yeah.
This is such a fabulous story. Okay.
Dude. We drank our lives away. My go-to is tequila.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Strong.
My stomach flipped a little bit when you said that.
I had a tequila. Brad and I had a tequila summer.
That does not surprise
It was
me.
bad.
Wait, what kind of tequila though? Because there's like Jose.
I was at 1800 silver.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right. We were
Jose's
drinking
not
Luna
bad,
Azul,
though.
which is fantastic.
And it sounds like it's in a plastic bottle.
It wasn't. It was not. It was a glass
Tequila
bottle.
that comes in a
it was
plastic
actually like a
bottle,
new tequila brand, and so this local liquor store was selling the
Oh,
bottles
you are from Baltimore.
with
A liquor store.
liquor store, and they were selling the bottles with 4 free shot glasses for $20, and we were like, dude, this is a fucking sweet deal. So this summer we just collected like 50 shot glasses with these bottles, and yeah, Brad and I were just downing tequila together and just being sad.
See, vodka's the one that makes me sad. Tequila makes me party.
No, the vodka gives me the shits, and I didn't like that.
It's because you're a Virgo.
How is that?
Are you a Virgo?
I am, but how does vodka giving me the shits have anything to do with being a Virgo?
It does. It does.
Okay,
Because
fine,
everything probably gives you
fine.
the shits, David.
That's not true. That's not true at all. Don't say fucking anything, Eric. Eric, don't say a fucking word. Keep going. You dove into the bar scene. You're good.
Yeah. Dove into the bar scene. Still smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Still mixing Xanax with fucking tequila because I
Ugh.
don't know how
Oh, my
to...
stomach double turned on that one. And I lost
hurt
track
that
of
one.
my life for
I felt that one in my throat a little bit. Yeah.
I lost track of my life there for a minute too.
Yeah.
We were so drunk that at one point we ended up getting married.
Oh.
Like legally?
We were too fucked up to actually sign the papers.
Okay, that's good.
So luckily, no.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So not a legally binding contract.
Nice.
Yeah, but that was like right when COVID started. So we were locked. Like, I was living in her house, and
Okay.
it was when quarantine was going on.
Yeah.
So we were like, what a great idea, quarantine wedding.
Oh my God. How was like the quarantine? Because we were all in recovery, but you're in addiction.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
It just progressed. It got
It just
so much
accelerated
worse.
it. Yeah, I don't imagine.
Because we could like get alcohol delivered,
Oh.
and then she
That's
had
a genius.
prescription.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, so she
So,
had to get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you were isolated.
Yeah.
And you're isolated.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
like
That's a
Recipe
genius
for
business
disaster.
model by the liquor stores.
Okay, I just want to let you know that here in the great city of Baltimore, when we were like young, entirely way too young to be drinking, we used to get 40s and pizza delivered from a
What?
local pizza shop off fucking DeSoto Road. Yes.
Nice.
They delivered pizza and 40s. I can't remember the name of it, but shout out to them anyway.
God bless Baltimore. All our problems are a complete mystery. I don't know why Baltimore is the way it is, because clearly we're making strong decisions.
Fuck yeah. 40s and pizza?
It was a
That
wonderful
sounds pretty
business
solid.
model.
It is
Okay,
an
that is
amazing
a
business
fucking great
model.
business model.
They'd probably get money hand over fist.
Yes, and I believe it was all cash, which was perfect because we
Yes,
all had like
of
a couple
course.
ones to
Yeah, they're
throw
not
in,
fucking
maybe a
carding
5.
anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in
Anyway,
quarantine.
yeah.
Sounds pretty perfect.
You're isolated doing tequila and Xanax. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And smoking weed still.
Mhm.
So, like,
Oh yeah, the weed's got another.
Wait, the weed's legal down there, right?
yeah.
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 It was,
there.
It's legal here, but that was pre-legalization.
I'm just talking about
here.
your directionality. It's not south of us. It's west. It's not down
Virginia?
there. No, he's back in
California.
California.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Virginia. Okay,
Yeah.
Up
I'm
with the
sorry,
story.
Jesus.
I've moved around far too much for
Okay,
my
I thought we were
stories
still in
to
Virginia.
make
No.
sense. But I was living with her from August of 2019 to probably May of 2020 because
Wow.
our wedding was in March. So
Okay.
it was like,
So this is just the start of the pandemic.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we almost killed each other multiple times because she was also drinking and using
100% on
like
brand for the situation.
Yeah, it tracks. Yeah.
Yep.
so yeah, I moved and got an apartment with I don't even know how to explain like hers, and we were together before, so we got an apartment and I dropped the Xanax and was just still smoking and drinking. So this was end of 2020, beginning of 21. And like, I mean, it was just steady drinking and smoking for a while. And but last year I had surgery, like, oh yeah, 2017 I also was able to get more of my pain meds from my first surgery after the appendix, so surgery number 2.
Okay.
And then last year I had another surgery, and they gave me my oxys that I have been after. So I definitely misused the shit out of them. Like, I'd given them to my roommate to hold them because I'm like, I can't be trusted with these.
Okay.
And I just took them back.
Yes.
I just,
Like, you
Like
know,
when you
I
throw
was
away your
totally
kit.
kidding.
Yeah.
yeah, I was
You
like,
like throw away your
I'm
box and you're like,
probably
on second thought, I feel like I might need to keep that.
Yeah.
like, I think
Just
that's
in
mine.
case. Yeah. Let me rifle through the trash. Yeah.
I can see you doing that with like a directions for like making rice box. Like you're just like, okay, I got it. And then you're like, wait, what did it say?
Oh my God, I do that every time.
I know. You're just sitting there making rice roti or whatever. And you're like, wait, what is it? Okay, 25.
How many minutes was that?
25? Okay. Wait a minute.
Wait,
hold
did
on.
I? Yes.
No, I do that.
It's true.
No.
But she's from out here. So, she was out here for work. And when I was out for surgery and stuff, I wasn't able to go back to work till like August or September. So I was just in my house drinking, which I don't recommend drinking and smoking after surgery because, ouch, it just prolonged everything.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So while she was gone, I was just like getting fucked up in the apartment and had some trauma shit happen, and I was like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna come out there with you. And just left the apartment.
Can I ask what kind of trauma?
Assault from a old coworker.
Oh.
So I was like, fuck this.
Physical assault or a sexual assault?
Sexual
Oh,
assault.
that's terrible.
I was like, fuck this. I don't want to ever be here again.
Yeah.
So I came here and probably should have given myself some time before, because I came here and like she was staying with her mom, so it's not like I could smoke in the house like I've been doing for the last X amount of years. And so I went up to Pennsylvania to visit friends and just burnt every bridge I had in my life, every person I knew, like, and met a girl up there.
Yeah.
And she got us a house, and I stayed there from September.
Personally, if I could burn all the bridges from here to Pennsylvania, I think that would be a good thing for all of us.
It had its pros and its cons. Not knowing anybody at all was a pro and a con, because like I couldn't get anything other than alcohol and occasionally weed.
Yeah.
But that was awful not to. Yeah.
But
oh,
I know Pennsylvania weed is trash.
Yeah.
It's poop.
The one time I did get it.
You didn't know that? No. I used to bring good Maryland weed up to Pennsylvania and make a
That's smart.
That's funny. The good Maryland weed.
Better than Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
Maryland's always had good weed.
I mean, yeah, I smoked some good weed here, but
Anyway, so okay.
Went up there. Was mostly just drinking because the woman I was with was a bartender. So yeah,
we find what we need.
What we need.
Fire seeks its own level.
That's why you're friends with me, Allie.
You're my kind of crazy, David.
Yay!
The one time I found weed towards the end of like being up there, because I was only up there from October to when I moved here in January. So like around Christmas would probably be the first time I finally got like weed back, and it sent me into like this crazy psychosis. Like I put holes in the wall. Like I woke up and like my hand was all bloody. I'm like, what the fuck happened? She's like, you did, bro. I'm like,
what the fuck?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I do need help.
Yeah.
And like, in going to Pennsylvania, the girl I was with in California, like we had this apartment for almost 3 years. She couldn't afford it on her own.
Yeah.
She lost everything and came back home. So I called her and was like, hey, can I come back? And by the kindness of her and her family, they're like, are you finally gonna get help? Because we've seen you doing this shit for like 7 years, my guy. So I came down here and got introduced to the program, and would still come stoned for the first.
Come as you are.
Yeah.
I'd stopped drinking in December, but like, so I was like, oh, I'm cured. Like, I can still
We've all
smoke.
had that. Yeah. I've been there.
Yeah.
Been there.
You give up whatever you think is the
problem.
And you're like, oh, totally good now.
Yeah.
Life is better.
So I'd like go to meetings, and I picked up a 30-day tag for not drinking. Because I don't think...
Was this at AA or NA?
NA.
Okay.
Which is like, you idiot, you're still smoking weed.
Yeah.
But like...
Keep coming back.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
The guilt set in of like, I don't deserve these. And like... But I kept fucking doing it anyways. And it wasn't until April 4th, I was supposed to call the girl I had left in Pennsylvania. She was like, I just need to talk to somebody. She's like, I'm so fucking mad at you, but I just need to talk to somebody. And I'm like, okay, I'll call after the meeting. So I went to the meeting, went home, smoked, and then called her.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Couldn't even hold a conversation, but she was like, you're too fucked up to talk right now. I needed somebody because my grandpa just died.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, fuck. All right. Yeah, no, this is unmanageable. Like, I can't do this to people and, like, myself. It's like, yeah, it was. So the next day I was like, nope, didn't do it. And, like, by day 12, I'm like, this is kind of awful. Maybe I should try treatment. But they're like, you've been clean for 12 days. We can't really take you.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You got this.
I'm like, what the fuck? You
that's
like
what's
want me
fucked
to
up
go
about a
back
treatment
out?
center.
Yeah. They're like, why
Yeah.
don't you go get loaded and then come
Yeah,
back and
and
we
then
can
call
talk.
us.
Pretty
But you
much.
need a dirty urine, I think, to get,
With all the shit out, it probably still would have been.
dirty,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think it leaves your system that fast, but what do I know? And, so they were like, yeah, no. So I've wrote it out, and now we're at 108 days, and, I picked up a service position within, like, the first 10, actually listened and got a sponsor. I've moved my position, well, my position's been moved now 3 times, and I'm a secretary for my home group, which is cool, but I did it the first time this week, and it's actually absolutely terrifying.
It is pretty scary. Yeah.
It gets easier.
It gets easier,
Yeah, it
the
does.
more you do
Yeah,
it. It's like riding a
100%.
bike. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first couple times you're like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And then, you're fine.
Oh, it's been beautiful. I'm wrapping up my writing for step 3.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
My sponsor's like, you're going for NA Rookie of the Year, my guy. I'm like, yeah, man. No, I just know that once I'm done with 1, 2, and 3, 4 is gonna be the one where I'm like,
It's not that bad.
No,
it's not that bad.
It's not bad at all.
None of them are that bad.
no,
No.
that's encouraging.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
Well, we definitely have some questions for you. Allie, would you like to go first?
No, you can go first because I feel like you're more prepared. And when you put me on the spot like that, I'm like, I don't know
Yeah,
words.
yeah. All right. I'm going to start with a fun question, which I'm going to get everybody's opinion on, but yours first, because you lived on both coasts. What are some weird things about the East Coast and the West Coast, and which do you prefer?
ooh. I will say, when I first came out here, your guys' like hype on Old Bay.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
Old Bay.
Don't you start this shit.
Fucking
I
yes.
will deport you right back to the West Coast.
Wait, are you saying it's good? Or are
Yes.
you
Like,
saying, I need
I do-
clarification.
I do like it, but it's like there's Old Bay everything. There's Old Bay socks. There's Old Bay hats. There's Old Bay totes. There's like, even what it is, like you can. I feel like you guys put it on everything.
It's
Yes.
our culture.
That's all we have. It's this or heroin. What do you want?
I mean, keep the
You're
Old
not
Bay.
a true
but,
addict in Maryland if you haven't sniffed Old
And
Bay.
I'll be honest.
God,
Hell yeah.
I have
And I'll be
wondered how
honest,
many
if you're
people done
not
that.
sniffing a little bit of Old Bay with your heroin, what are you doing?
Oh, it hurts. So
Gives
bad.
it a little
Spice up,
flavor.
yeah. Spice up your heron.
Do
Old
not
Bay.
try to sniff
Don't
Old Bay.
sniff Old
Yeah,
Bay.
don't.
Okay, so
You'll get a
Old Bay.
hole.
All right,
Um,
that's valid. I'll give you that. That is.
it's a lot more green out here because California's always
Dude,
on
it's a
fire.
fucking desert, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's either orange or fucking brown.
Yeah.
Especially northern, it is always on fire.
Yeah,
But it is beautiful.
it's South Lake Tahoe's pretty good, but you have to like catch it in the season where it's
Tahoe,
not everybody's
we talked
there.
about Tahoe was absolutely gorgeous, but I accidentally went there on Oktoberfest weekend and it was miserable. I was like, is this where LL Bean is spawned? Is this what they farm LL Bean things here?
No, that's
where
Maine.
this happens. Huh?
That's Maine, right?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But, it's like a fucking Dockers commercial up there. It was gross.
No.
I don't belong there.
No, you don't.
No.
You
100%.
belong here.
So it's like, yeah, I do enjoy the East Coast. The West Coast is home, but I think I might prefer the East Coast.
Fantastic. Great answer.
You guys converted me.
What about you, Eric? West Coast or East Coast?
East Coast.
100%.
Fuck the West Coast.
Oh, good lord. Good lord. That was
East Coast, it's more my vibe. I can't do the
Yes,
other
we
ones.
are very abrasive people.
Yes, yes, we are.
The East Coast, we are. Really, it's from us up, and then Virginia down. It's a totally different
It's lower,
type
lower.
of East Coast.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like the Georgia people. I'm like, can you finish a sentence this week?
No, because
Foghorn,
they're
fucking
so
leghorn.
wrapped up in the way that they're saying
And
it.
then I'm just like, speak faster,
It's the
please.
Southern drawl, though. I mean,
No,
it
but I
is-
love the South. Everybody, oh, hey, sweetheart. And
No,
you're
I feel like that's
oh,
the most condescending thing. When people are like, hey, hon, I'm like, hey, fuck you. Okay.
if I'm in a Waffle House, I want to be called sweetheart. God damn it.
Only by a specific person. If it's some like,
Oh yeah, if it's Dolores,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah, it's Dolores, call me sweetheart, and it'll make my life.
If it's Billy Bob, please fuck right off. Dude.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bring me my waffles. We're done with this
Yeah.
transaction.
I don't even want to look at you. Yeah.
East Coast
just
or West Coast?
I have I want to say not a delusional, but a false sense of the West Coast because my West Coast experience was like Sequoia.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Yeah. So
See,
like,
I cater exactly. That's why I cater my West Coast very specifically to me.
yeah. So it's like it depends, right? It depends on the part.
I
Plus,
love Yosemite. It's the most beautiful place I've ever seen in my life.
I think I'm too aggressive to ever live on the West Coast.
Yes.
I will just say that.
Yes.
I am abrasive and aggressive, and I am a true East Coast. I mean, this is my home, so I'd have to say here.
Yeah, yeah. I the mountains are better in the West Coast. The trees are obviously better. Like Yosemite is the most gorgeous place I've ever been in my whole life. We don't really have that nice of stuff around here because we've been living here longer and have ruined it a lot more. So that's a thing. But yeah, for who I am and how just angry and abrasive I am, I'm an East Coast guy, but we love our West Coast people.
Yeah.
And we need you guys.
I would like to have I could split it. I could be instead of what are they called? People that live in Florida just go to the West Coast for half the year. I think it's called here.
What?
A snow bunny? What is it called?
Cretins?
Yeah,
Whoa,
snow bunny. I feel like I hate that
scumbags? I don't know.
term
What do you
now,
wanna
though.
call back
I don't know.
people
Yeah,
from
sure.
Florida? No,
I
I'm
don't
kidding.
know.
We love all our people, but
Yeah.
you know, America, we're allowed to make fun of ourselves, and you Midwesterners, good luck with your tornadoes.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got?
God, I'm so tempted to ask this, but I don't want to throw salt in a wound, so don't take it the wrong way. But since you've been clean, have you talked to your mom or your dad at all? About maybe and maybe not so much.
I didn't have that question.
About their role in your experience, but just who you are now versus the version they got to see of you.
My dad is actually very supportive. He didn't know previously that my stepmom had kicked me out essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So when he found out, he was livid. But him and I have a good relationship. Not that my mom and I don't. It's just all of its complexities.
Yeah.
They're both happy that I'm clean and my dad still smokes his weed and my mom has a wine cooler every now and then, but it's nothing compared to what they were doing.
Oh, that's good.
And to each their own.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom has this fucked up way of trying to be supportive. She's like, it's so much easier to tell people you're my straight son versus my gay daughter. I'm like, you almost had it.
Yeah.
You were so close.
Yep.
I get it, but
Yeah.
thanks, Mom.
I had hoped,
Yeah, right?
I had hoped when you opened your mouth, but when you closed it, I
Yeah.
was sad.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom. But we're working through it. I'm able to actually be all right, this is enough of this conversation instead of us just going at it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, what'd I say? I'm like, nothing. I just gotta go.
Yeah, because she might not ever know, right? She
Yeah.
might not ever get it.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. How did gender identity affect? How did it play into your whole addiction? You talked about it a little bit, but
It
dig in.
Yeah, it definitely was a way to be outside of myself and like not so focused on myself on the outside. Like it was because I had tried to vocalize it to my family for years. Like at 6, I was like, why do I not have one of those? Like I'm like, oh, I'm just a late bloomer. I haven't hit puberty yet. And they're like, you're 6. It doesn't work that way. I'm like, oh, okay. 8th grade, I had asked my mom to unenroll me out of school and put me back in as a boy named Dakota. And she was like, why the fuck would I do that?
Yeah.
I'm like, you wouldn't get it. And, but senior year, she was like, if I let you do this, like, will you be happy? I'm like, it doesn't exactly work that way, but I'm sure a lot happier than I am now.
Yeah.
And now I've been on testosterone for 7 years. It'll be 8 next January. And I've had my top surgery and a total hysterectomy, so they took all the reproductive organs. And being clean and like being more comfortable in my skin has been fucking wild. But yeah, it definitely, like, that uncomfortableness before fed my addiction so much. It's like, you need to be numb because you're either always gonna want to die or you're gonna hate yourself. Pick.
Now, I kind of want to, like,
Don't steal my question, David.
A 1B. I hope I'm not. Do you think possibly if you were in a situation of, like, greater acceptance from your family, would it have, like, maybe, like, lessened the propensity to try and get outside of yourself?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, with all the mental health, like, I feel like this has just turned into like a bash on my mom, but
I feel like a lot of that happens frequently, right? I mean, they're the closest person to us.
I'll bash my mom. My mom sucks.
My mom does not suck, but
I'm sure your mom is lovely. I've never met her, but I'm sure she's nice.
When you said that, I was like, like, I mean, I just feel like that is a natural thing, right?
Is she hot?
My mom is 76, David.
Hey, does she have like a hedge fund? What's up? I need a sugar mama.
No.
We can be brother and sister.
We do. I feel like I call you my brother's name frequently.
Your stepdad.
Ew, David. My dad is still alive and quite well, thank you.
Such a piece of shit.
You wish.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what kind of weird
that'd be hilarious.
played out in your head.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
But I feel like that. Anyway,
it's okay,
I digress.
Just call me daddy. It's fine.
My mouth is like water. Oh god. I need to drink some water. I need holy water for this.
Yeah, please. That's probably a good idea. And a shot of penicillin.
Yeah, always.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. My mom like had this mindset of, there's no way my kids could be gay. There's no way my kids could have mental illness. I'm like,
did she try to like pray the gay away?
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's that Christian-based thinking.
I've been kicked out of so many churches that like, I'm like, you guys actually shun, like, that's real? You guys actually shun people?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm like, okay. Not sure that's what he meant, but
have you ever read the Bible?
Not sure that's what he was talking about.
Right. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, maybe read it again.
Yeah.
It was funny because it was like the first time I got kicked out of a church was right after I got back from a mission trip. And like, that was between appendix and first girlfriend. It was like that summer.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, you get to go fix your life in another country. And then came back.
What
they
country?
found out of Guatemala.
Ooh, cool.
It was beautiful.
Oh,
I
sure.
love doing stuff like that.
Did you spread the good word?
See, that in itself was fucked up because they made us do like this skit and it was like a girl.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, that tracks.
Oh, yeah.
And
I love
she
a good
had
skit.
to like,
Oh, yeah.
one of us was addiction, one of us was suicide, one of us was money. So it was like we're trying to get this girl,
You're the 7 deadly sins.
yeah,
Okay.
essentially to kill herself. And
Oh!
like Jesus comes busting in and like,
Like the
takes
Kool-Aid
her
man.
away.
Oh, yeah.
And we're playing like tug of
just
war.
throwing his fruity blood on people. Like, drink some of this. Oh, yeah. Want some body of Christ? Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how we got the attention. And then,
It was probably completely lost in the translation of the Guatemalans.
oh yeah,
Were like,
they thought it was
Que
hilarious.
pasa?
They thought
What
it
the
was
fuck is
hilarious. They're just sitting there laughing, and we're like,
yeah, because they were like,
Ooh.
these fucking gringos are nuts.
Right?
What are you doing in my country?
yeah,
Thank you for the well.
like
And the diseases.
Yes, and the smallpox.
we actually, like, yeah, it was that the skip part I did not like. I
No.
did not appreciate that part. But like, we worked at an orphanage for the week we were there, which I think that was
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
cool. Like,
Yeah.
we rebuilt their sidewalk and like built a bunch of shit to like make because it was essentially just a giant warehouse where people would drop off their kids and like go to work.
Yeah.
So like the older kids were watching the little kids and like, so we just
Yeah, it's
went
tough.
for the week and like helped them out, cooked, and like it was cool. I wish I could do more, but they don't want me.
You can do it, just not in that under that
yeah,
Christian
not-
guise
not
or
in,
whatever.
like, a-
yeah.
organized fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think recovery has helped a lot in the sense of like, wow, I can actually help people how I've always wanted to, just in not the ways I thought I would.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It does.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what question? Hopefully that I did not steal.
You did not steal it. So I just noticed this and I'm very distracted by it. Anyway,
Oh, my spoon.
your spoon. Yeah, what's going on? Is that anyway, we can talk about that later. But
Dude,
I don't know about the spoon.
I've had that for 10
I know
years.
I'm obviously an
So
oblivious
when
person.
When I got my first year clean, this is something that Herb does for our sponsorship family. He gets the spoon and then he melts a hole through it. And it's just sort of like a little token of like, hey, you don't have to do that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So
like
it's a very specific recovery thing.
I know, I want a
And
spoon.
people are always like, did you do that to that spoon? And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's insane. No.
Blowtorch. I'm sure someone has somewhere out there. But so my question was kind of, you had touched on it a little bit when you were just talking, like since you've been clean, sober, do you feel like you now have the capacity to like be who you are and not like no one's kind of like, I don't know, I like to think that we don't tell people we don't tell people how they should feel, how they should be. There's like no judgment. So do you feel like you now have that freedom and that autonomy to
Have you found your tribe?
yeah, like to be who you are?
I do think I've found my tribe. In like open meetings and stuff, I feel so awkward with it, but like I'll touch on it at some point because you never know who's in there that's gonna like hear something and be like, hey, can I talk to you about this? And so like I'm trying to get a little more comfortable. One thing that threw me off with recovery, because like most of my friends have been girls throughout life, and like I mean middle school and stuff, like I'm just one of the boys, but all my friends are girls. But like they got it and they're like, cool, yeah, Lucas. And so like coming here, they were like, all these guys were coming up to me and I'm like, these big men are trying to give me hugs. What is this?
It's very off-putting at first. Yes.
It's like, come here, man. I'm all, what the fuck? What did I do? And like, so that, like, not that I couldn't talk to the women, but they're like, yeah, no, like guys tend to be more with the guys and the girls are more with the girls. So I'm like, shit. I'm too girly for the men, but I'm too manly for the girls. What do I do? So I found like a good group of guys that I've been real comfortable with, and they're like essentially teaching me like how to be a man, like the things that I didn't get from like my parents splitting. Like my dad wasn't really around too much, and then my stepdad's a Marine. I'm like, God, I don't want to be like you.
yeah.
That's
So,
too much. Let's dial it back.
yeah.
That's extreme.
Yes.
So it's like learning how to be comfortable in my skin has been a huge like thing. It has been wonderful. Yeah, I got back into therapy, and being clean really doesn't like, it helps in the sense of
It's a
I'm
whole
not-
different process.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, wow, I've never actually done this while I'm clean. This
Yeah.
is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's like learning life again,
Yeah, it is.
but life as just me.
Yeah. Without all the extra
That's the
chaos.
title. Learning life as just me.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic title.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I love that. Just like warmed my soul. I was like, oh, that's such a beautiful. That's a beautiful title. All right. So you've gone through steps 2 and 3. You're working on 3.
Yeah, I just got to spiritual principles.
Fantastic.
Oh, so you're at the end.
Yeah.
So you had a weird upbringing with religion. What is your relationship with your higher power?
Oh, I love this question.
It's been interesting because, like, in a sense, I don't know. I think a lot of the way I was raised with religion is not
Like, did
how
you have
it's
a
supposed
resentment
to be.
against religion?
Growing up, no.
Okay.
But once I started getting kicked out, like,
Yeah.
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 That's what I meant. I meant like the whole
Oh,
story,
yeah.
not like when you're 5 and you're like, "Oh, Jesus on a cloud. This
Yeah,
is
God
nice.
is great.
Yeah.
God is good.
no.
Let us thank him for our
I got
food.
candy on Easter."
Because, like,
Jesus died for my bunny rabbit.
well, we were more taught the fear of God versus the love of God.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're
So
yeah.
it's like,
That's definitely not non-denominational.
Brimstone.
There's some
and
denomination
fire. Yeah,
there. I
there's
don't know.
some. That's some Baptist
Yeah,
shit.
that could be Baptist. Yeah, it could be Lutherans. I don't know.
so like working through that, like talking with my sponsor and stuff, it's like unconditional love is not something I think I've ever had, even in friendships, let alone fucking religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like coming to terms with like, oh, people can love me unconditionally. A higher power can love me unconditionally. Like, this is wild. Like, it's definitely been mind blowing. Like, working through it has been getting easier. I think working 2 really helped. I'm like, no wonder they're in order for a reason, because
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to do 3 without 2.
Yeah.
But I heard, like, I was talking to Joey, and he's like, your higher power could be anything. So, like, been taking the acronym of God, so it's group of drug addicts right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Good
Great
orderly
outdoors.
direction.
Great outdoors. Good orderly
Good orderly
direction.
Oh,
direction.
dude, great outdoors. Oh my God, how have I never heard that before?
Dude, yeah, I heard that. Somebody gave that to me on a podcast like 6 months ago, and I was like, "Excuse me, what the fuck did you just say to me?"
Right.
Great outdoors, God. I'm writing this down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, it's been good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
I guess maybe just to like,
Steal my questions. Cheating.
I'm not a cheater today.
Let's see.
I live an honest life.
Did you say I'm saved? I don't know about that. Now I'm trying to think. Yeah. What? Oh, so that girl from Pennsylvania, have you talked to her at all since you've been clean?
No. Actually, in my surrender to the program, we went no contact.
Nice.
She did not want me here. She
Really?
wanted me to come back.
Oh. Is she still smoking weed and shit?
She does. She wasn't more of a smoker. She was more of like drinking. But she's like, I can't quit cold turkey just like you did. I'm like, I never asked you to. I just can't be there. Like, so I wish nothing bad to her. I hope she's doing well, but it's like we had to take, like, we couldn't even, we tried being friends for a while, but then it was, you're doing all these recovery things. Seeing you glow makes me sad. I'm like, what? I get it, but okay, then we just can't talk because, like, I'm not going to stop recovery.
Yeah.
Like,
what about your wife?
Oh, God. Oh, that makes me, like,
cringe.
Yeah, my stomach just flipped. No, we actually have not spoken since... It's been about 2 years.
It's probably a good thing.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, might want to just leave that one in the rear view.
Yeah. Some people are better left in the rear view.
I hit that. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, no, we don't talk. But again,
I didn't realize
only wish
the
good
pun
things
that
for
I just
her.
made. That was
No,
actually
you
really
did.
good. I did not realize. I just
I know,
hit that.
I hit that. Yeah. That's what I thought at first. That was my first thought. But I was like,
I was going with like a
intention.
deer in the road,
Yeah.
but then I was like, oh wait, the other meat. That's a funny
was,
pun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was punny.
That was punny. Yeah, so I mean, that's why I think it's important to change people, places, and things, right? Because it's easy to set ourselves up for failure if we try to like continue the same things that we were doing like pre-recovery, in recovery. It's just like having that.
We're holding on to strings better left to fray.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I mean, you got to change
I totally
everything.
stole that from Seether. That's an amazing album.
I was gonna say that was a little too poetic for you, but Seether, really? Okay.
Dude, if you listen to that album, it's actually like,
I'll have to check
who
it out.
hurt you?
I mean, we're all a little hurt inside, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've cried several times to that album.
Yeah, you cried several times not to that album.
That's
Accurate.
rude. Why would you say something so
Don't cry.
accurate?
Oh my god, don't
Shut
cry.
up. All right. Do I have any more questions?
You're dropsies today.
I am Butterfingers today. Okay. Yep. I have one more question. What are your expectations / goals to recovery?
Ooh, that's a good one.
So far, getting used to like being clean has been the biggest one. But like, it's cool learning how to respond rather than react, which I typically do. So I've been practicing that one.
Yep.
Goal wise, like, I don't know. It's been like crazy, the things that like, I feel like it's weird to say I gave up so many things because it wasn't giving them up. It was just like surrender to the program. But like, all the doors that shut opened so many doors that I didn't think were ever possible because I was in active addiction.
Yep.
So like, I have a job in the career field that I want to go to. I going to school for said career field. So it's like all these things I've always like dreamt of doing but never could accomplish are things that are like starting to work out. I've never gotten my driver's license, but my birthday is the 7th, so I'll be 25, and then I don't have to hold it for 90 days, and it's past the 45-day mark, so I could get my license around my birthday.
Your
Nice.
provisional license or just
I got the permit already, but like with it, if you're under 24 or under 25, you have to hold it for 90 days and do like 60 hours of driving and like 30 hours in a classroom and all this stuff. But if you're over 25 or turn 25 within the 90 days, you only have to hold it for 45 days. You still have to do the classroom stuff, but you only have to drive for 16 hours, not 60.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck yeah.
I remember
Fucking, I'd do that in a day.
Yeah, I remember filling out my logbook. I was like, wait, is this a cheat code to get out of driver's ed? I was really hoping that's where this is going to end up, but it didn't.
No. Still have to do the driver's ed. I actually start that next Monday.
So it's Lost Dreams Awaken.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we are about out of time. No, we are out of time. So we would like to thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And one quick minute, talk to anybody out there who's new to recovery, struggling, needs to hear a message of hope. What do you have to say to them?
Give it a shot. Like, don't make the mistake I did of going into the rooms and seeing the love and run from it. Embrace it, and you're in a safe space, and keep coming back.
Fantastic. All right. Again, thank you for joining us. It was fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
And here at Podcast Recovery, we are aiming to expand the scope of support for recovering addicts. Accessibility and convenience of helpful services is paramount to combating addiction. We work to bring the message of recovery to every addict, wherever and whenever it is needed. We believe that a powerful voice of recovery should be obtainable, practical, and at the touch of a button. Every addict deserves to hear a message of hope, and Podcast Recovery is here to provide it. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Go to all of our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, like, share, subscribe. If you'd like to become part of our Patreon home group, please do that. My brain stopped working.
I think that's it. That's why.
For more information about us, go to podcastrecovery.com. We need help keeping the mics on. That's why we need help with your Patreon. Don't laugh at me, Eric.
No, sorry. I just stumbled across this really weird website.
We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, but everybody, thank you for joining us. But most importantly, Allie, help me out.
Stay clean and stay safe.